So I'm just going to first explore with you what an essential oil is, just to lay that foundation. So essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds from plants, trees, herbs, flowers. So they're the organic molecules which serve a variety of physical benefits to our body, and they work at a cellular level to keep us healthy, just as they would do a plant in its natural environment. But as they provide us with physical health, they also give us the energy needed to enter our emotional realm. So essential oils raise our vibration. As we live in a sort of higher energetic vibration, lower energies like those suppressed, stagnant emotions we're feeling, they become unbearable. The body wants to release them. And this is those stagnant feelings which just sort of unearth. And they just can't exist in that environment when we are constantly using on and around us high vibrational frequency essential oils. They can't live in that environment of balance and peace which essential oils create. So this is where essential oils become very, very helpful on that emotional realm. So emotional healing occurs as old feelings surface and release. So sometimes this can be confused with like a regression. If we're using essential oils for emotional benefits, we sort of like one step back and two steps forward sort of thing. But it's just the unearthing of these feelings. So in order to receive more of the things we want, we have to release and let go of the things that we don't want. So that just makes sense, and these essential oils are going to help you do that. So I will now look with you like how they actually impact our brains. So I used to think essential oils just used to smell good. Open up a bottle of lavender, smells nice, so that's why I feel relaxed. Or I'd open up lemon or orange and, you know, it's zesty, so of course it cheered me up. But doing the research and understanding aromatherapy, it just shows how it's not just the aroma that makes you feel good, it actually has an impact on the brain. There's chemical compounds in essential oils. So when we talk about chemical compounds at this level, we are talking about naturally derived chemicals from plants and things which are completely safe. And they are proven to affect our mood just by smelling them. This is why having a diffuser is so popular. But it's also one of the most well-studied areas of aromatherapy, the research that goes into how essential oils affect our emotions and mood. There was a study, it's called the Vanderbilt study. If anyone's interested, I can give you a link. And it was done in a busy American like A&E department for nurses and everybody on shift. And they had a diffuser in the A&E department. It was actually doTERRA's oils they were using. And to see the impact on people's stress, their motivation, and, you know, just how energized they felt. There's a study done before they were diffusing essential oils and after, and there was a significant difference. And they use mainly citrus oils there because they are very energizing, they're very uplifting. Everyone likes the smell of citrus oils, so but it's a really good study done in a clinical area which I found really interesting. So what happens when we smell an essential oil is that it makes direct links with the limbic system in our brain. So this is the area that sort of governs your emotional responses. So have you noticed that close connection between when you smell something and the emotion you may feel, or the memory, or it triggers specific feelings? I think this is sometimes why lavender could be a bit of a love-hate oil. Like if your lavender reminds you of your nan, and your nan was lovely and you loved going there, and you know you love seeing your nan, then lavender can really trigger that memory of that security that you felt there. Or you might not like lavender because actually maybe it wasn't a pleasant experience going there, or you know those horrible draw liners. My mum used to put those horrible lavender draw liners everywhere, but luckily I've learnt to love lavender because of my nan and not those horrible draw liners. But they are, the scent is so greatly linked to memory. I hope everyone's having their On Guard in water, by the way. So there is a lot of new research which has helped us see that benefit, and it extends far beyond just emotional regulation. So because of the direct link between our olfactory system in our nose and that link to the brain, that aroma is actually capable of interacting directly with the hypothalamus, which influences neurochemistry throughout the body and in turn creates powerful positive health outcomes. We often see the mind and body as two separate things, but actually they work synergistically. And when we are working through, if we're taking oils for physical benefits, we will have emotional benefits and vice versa. So let me ask you, were you aware that essential oils had such a powerful impact on our emotions? You don't have to answer, it could be a rhetorical question. So any questions about any of the sciencey stuff before I move on to the oils? If you do have one, just pop it down. There's always a delay between me watching live and you watching live and me reading it. Well done, Beth, having your oregano and thyme in your diffuser and On Guard. So I've put a bit of honey in this, honey, On Guard and water. Just extra precautions. Especially as my hair keeps tickling my face and I'm doing that exact same thing that everyone says not to do. I'm itching my face. So anyway, now I'm going to talk to you about 6 of doTERRA's blends, which are for emotional well-being. So the first blend is Peace. I'm going to smell them as I go. I really wish we had smell-o-vision. With all our amazing technology and everything, isn't it so sad that the smell-o-vision has not been created yet? So Peace is really good for when you need reassurance. It's really good for anxious feelings and if you are feeling overwhelmed. So this is the oil to reach for in those times. So Peace is a very reassuring blend of floral and mint oils. So in this lovely little bottle there's vetiver, which comes through very powerfully. It's a very strong earthy smell. Lavender, ylang ylang, frankincense, clary sage, marjoram, labdanum and spearmint. So very earthy, very grounding with that subtle minty tone coming through. So you can diffuse this if you want to create a calm environment. So this is a good one before when you're wanting to wind the children down for bed. You can also diffuse it through the night if you want some sleep. We all want sleep, if you want restful sleep. And if you're feeling anxious, just popping 1 drop on your hand, rubbing your palms together and then just inhaling deeply, that can really bring that aura of just like almost just zen coming out of there and just really grounding you. I find this one particularly great for children who suffer with fidgetiness and getting agitated. Even I get that quite often. At 30 years old, I get that. So it's really good for that. And also to calm an upset child. Or if they're really restless, you can turn it into a massage on their feet, and it's a really nice sort of bonding thing to do as well. But Peace, yeah, very nice blend for reassuring. So that's what it's called. It's the reassuring blend when you just need that extra level of, hey, I've got this. That's what Peace does for you. So I love Peace. The next blend I'm going to talk about is Console. Console. Again, wish you could smell. So Console. So it's the comforting blend. So if you've lost someone or a pet or something, it can be really, really painful, of course. So for times of sadness and grief, where there's loss and change and heartbreak, Console is really soothing and comforting. So in this blend is frankincense, patchouli, ylang-ylang, ladamon, amyris, sandalwood, rose and osmanthus. Again, diffusing this is just going to create that environment that you want, of just feelings of feeling really warm and hopeful. And I love to put Console over my heart. So at times it's just a great reminder to be patient as well with the healing. This isn't just like, oh, you know, it's going to make you feel better. This is just like that reminder that you are healing and that it's okay. I've lost a lot of family members and cat family in the last few years, and it's a real hug in a bottle. Console is. It makes you just feel very warm. It just sort of really hits you. Just so if you've never smelled Console, it's one I really, really recommend. I've hardly spoken all day, would you believe it or not? Now I'm talking lots. I'm like, oh. So the next oil I'm going to talk about is Forgive. So Forgive is brilliant if you have repressed anger. Who doesn't? And that can sometimes burst forth out of nowhere, and you know, certain people may make us do that more often than others. But Forgive is really brilliant. I really rejected Forgive when I first smelled it. Herby, full on herbs, and I love herbs, but there's something, I don't know, like I like it now because I felt the emotional benefits of it, but when I first smelled it, it's like, I'll just leave that there. So it's a blend of tree and herb essential oils, and you will be amazed how effective this is. So you can diffuse it, and it can make you like shift from feeling really bitter and angry to just a bit more accepting. And just sort of like reminds you that those feelings can be quite destructive for us more than the other person, and it just helps you literally do like release and forgive. These blends are very aptly named, so it does seem hard. Forgiveness is hard, but it really is like the key to sort of a lighter, happier life. So using Forgive on your pulse points, over your heart, and also around your belly button, where Chinese medicine tells us that's a good place to use essential oils. And if you have it on hand, if you're heading into sort of challenging situations as well. So if you know that you're going somewhere where you're going to need to be a bit more tolerant of people, then Forgive blend is really good. It's called the Renewing Blend. So it just helps you have a bit more acceptance and perspective, I think. And if you have children as well, if they're bickering and things like that, it's a really good oil to have sort of in a car diffuser or something, or just rub up and down their spines before they have to be in close proximity to each other. Just reading your comment, Beth. Helped you this morning. Yes, 4-year-olds are stressful. Seren's nearly 4. Yeah, I find Forgive very helpful for those times where I'm just feeling a bit more tetchy, and Seren's not actually behaving any different usually. It's just me being a bit more tetchy. So in Forgive, you have spruce leaf, bergamot, juniper berry, myrrh, arbor vitae, thyme and citronella. So it's also a really good insect repellent with all those oils. So as a little side tip. So next up is chia. This is if you're feeling low, feeling a bit blue. So it's really, really nice. So this is really like the ultimate antidote if you are just feeling in that sort of slump. We all get them. It is something that is, you know, we all have days like it, and obviously some are worse for others than other people's, but chia is a sunshine oil. It is a combination of citrus and spice. It will boost your mood, and it helps with feelings of positivity and happiness. So I love to just pop a drop in my palms if I'm feeling just a bit like lackluster, I suppose. And then I just inhale it. You can run it through your hair, you can put it on the back of your neck, and you can just smother it all over you, basically. You can diffuse it, of course, as well, and it keeps everybody in the home happy. So if somebody's particularly grumpy and you don't want to face that head on, pop some cheer in the diffuser. You can use it at work as well. If the work environment isn't too upbeat, then cheer would be a really good oil to use there. So in cheer blend, there's wild orange, clove, star anise, lemon myrtle, nutmeg, vanilla, ginger, cinnamon, and a herb that I'm not even going to pretend I can pronounce. So doTERRA.com will tell you the specific ingredients. I'm not even going to try and pretend that I can say that word. Begins with Z. So that's cheer. Cheer we use quite often. I like the spices in it. The nutmeg, it's quite different to the other spicy oils. And I really like that in the diffuser. And then the next oil is Motivate. So Motivate, probably shouldn't smell this at this time of night. Oh, I love Motivate. So Motivate is your Get Stuff Done blend. So apply that to your pulse points, put it in your hands and inhale, put it in your diffuser. Very, very energizing. It smells like it's citrus and mints, but vanilla. It smells a bit like mint chocolate chip ice cream to me, so it might make you hungry. But it works really well if you're trying to motivate yourself to go and do something that you've been avoiding. And it's also good if you need like a confidence boost before a presentation or a live video, for example. You can really use Motivate to give you that sort of energizing feeling of actually wanting to do it. So minty and citrus, so it's got peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, melissa, rosemary and vanilla. So Motivate is called the encouraging blend because it does exactly that. Oh, good job I'm not outside coughing. God knows what people would think. Oh, I've had a very quiet day today. Now I'm talking lots. So next one is Passion. I love Passion. So this is if you are feeling uninspired. If you're feeling stuck, like you sort of lost your passion, if you feel like you need that inspiration. So it is really good if you want to try something new and you want the confidence to do that. It is really good to diffuse in the morning to start your day enthusiastically and just feel like something like a new opportunity can occur, or just that you can just tackle whatever's coming your way that day. So apply it to your pulse points, apply it to the back of your neck, and diffuse. Really good for creativity. So if you are an artist or something like that, it's really good to get you in that sort of mindset. And it's good for clarity as well. So I like putting it on the back of my neck, also my temples, really like it on my temples. So they are really potent blends. All of these 6 oils. I haven't told you what's in Passion, have I? So that is cardamom, ginger, cinnamon, clove, sandalwood, jasmine, vanilla. It's a very good aphrodisiac as well, as a side note. So very potent essential oil blends. So that's sort of part of the work when we're talking about our emotions, but the oils don't do all the work for us. We have to do some of it ourselves. So I'm just going to give you some of my sort of other top tips as such for emotional well-being, which you can use alongside the oils to have a real powerful impact. So journaling. Journaling is really, really good. So as babies in the womb, our hands literally come out and grow from our heart space. This is why in Chinese medicine, the heart meridian comes comes from underneath, one of the heart meridians comes from underneath the arm and down the arm and into our hands. If you're an expressive person with your hands, it means you are talking from your heart. It's literally so linked to that heart space. So the act of writing is really, really powerful as a tool to speak from the heart. So even if it's not great, you don't have to journal just all the good stuff. You can journal the bad stuff, and it's just a very, very powerful release. So it doesn't have to be grammatically correct. You don't even have to have full sentences. Just get it down in whatever shape or form, even if it's on a post-it note and you just need to just have an emotional release. I find journaling, just writing in itself, is very powerful, much more powerful than typing. So don't mistake the two. Just grab a pen and paper and just scribble down how you feel. If you need to tear it out and burn it afterwards, then do so. Sometimes that's really good if we're feeling really want to release something that's bothering us. So I chuck things in my fire quite often, paper that I write on, other things. And yeah, journaling is a very, very good way to just release anything which is just sitting with you. So another thing that I need to do at times is I need to create space in my head. Sometimes I feel like there's too much in my head. Things that I need to do around the house, things that I need to do for work, things that I need to do for my family, things that, you know, that's just going on, plus all the other stuff. So I like to do a brain dump, again, the act of writing. So I literally just have a big piece of paper, I draw a circle or whatever in the middle. I just have all these arms coming off of it, brain dumping literally everything from like the tiny household chores, which I know I need to do, to things that I need to do for work, for big projects I want to do, for just things like booking the dentist appointments, just everything from your brain onto a piece of paper. Motivate's very good for that one. So rubbing Motivate in your temples and just getting it all out. From there, and having this big piece of paper with everything that you're stirring around in your head, you can sort of filter through then and prioritise. It stops that feeling of overwhelm when we feel like we are coming into just like when we get to that stage of overwhelm, when we sort of freeze. We don't want to do that. Brain dumping is really, really good at stopping that. So yeah, I like to brain dump quite often, and it looks chaotic. The first time I did one, I think Dan was just like, oh my goodness, that's all in your head. I'm like, yes, that is all in my head. But now it's not, it's down there. I can pick out the things that I need to prioritise, and it becomes much simpler. And then I don't have to overburden myself or worry, oh, I must remember that, because it's down somewhere, and then I can just make a list from there. Something else, meditation. It's quite an obvious one, but it's really hard to do. It sounds all well and good, but if it's not for you, just know it wasn't for me either. I find it really hard to switch off. I feel quite overstimulated quite often. But let's face it, if I have time to sit and scroll on Facebook for 10 minutes, I have time to meditate every day, and so does everybody else. So I like to just look on YouTube for 5-minute, 10-minute guided meditations, and just have something which talks me through it. Find one without an annoying voice, otherwise you'll just be sat there going, this voice is really annoying. But just having something to listen to, even if it's just like sounds, it's just very, very calming, and it just makes me feel just more in my body, rather than so easy search on YouTube, or there's an app called the Calm app, which I really, really love, and you have to pay for it, but I think I accidentally paid for a year and now I've got it, so it's great. But yes, having some sort of meditation in your life is really good to help you find clarity and peace. And a hobby. Find a hobby you enjoy. So it could be yoga, swimming, walking, reading, whatever it is. Do whatever sparks you up and makes you feel really good. And we all have those things that we actually think, wow, that felt amazing. Make space in your week for it. Don't just like, oh, I wish I could do that every however often, and you don't. Just make that time, block it in your schedule, in your planner, in wherever you are time blocking. Just make sure you have something in for you that actually brings you joy. Otherwise, weeks and weeks will go past. That's when we get bitter and resentful, because when do we have time for me, and all those things. So having that hobby that we enjoy is really, really important. I have several and I try to squeeze as many in as I possibly can. Even things like looking for like a new workshop to do. So many nice things where you can go out and meet new people, learn a new skill, and just have a nice time. So that's my sort of emotional well-being tips with my oils. So with the hobby, I love to use passion if I'm trying something new. So all of these tie in really well to things that we can do for our emotional well-being. And if anybody already has these oils, do comment and let me know which one is your favourite. For a long time, my favourite was passion. Long time, we used to wear it as perfume a lot. I still do, but just not that often as I used to. But I think Console I have in the diffuser a lot, and Passion I wear quite a lot. But I love them all. But those are very powerful blends for some emotional healing. So I'm just going to finish off and let you know that doTERRA have put together, well, they have these sets in a set of 6. You can buy them individually, but for the spring tours that they were doing, they had a special discount on the 6 oils, plus our new swanky new petal diffuser. I don't even have one to show you, it's that new, and I don't need another one. They've put that into a bundle, and it's already reduced, but then they reduced it even more by 20%. So for current customers, if you go into your back office, sign in, look at your customer account, and under special offers or spring tour offers, it will be there. That's your discounted price. It's really, really generous. I think the diffuser is practically free with it now, compared to the normal price of it. So yeah, but sadly now the spring tours have been cancelled because of all of this going on and everyone wanting to obviously not have these mass gatherings. So it's a good call by doTERRA, but luckily we can still get the toolkit even just by logging in and getting it. It's also open for new people, so if you don't yet have a doTERRA customer account and you would like one, then you can get that. Again, you can enjoy the discount, and you also get with it your wholesale customer account, where you will enjoy 25% off for a whole year. There's never any minimum order. You don't have to rebuy in bulk. You can just rebuy one oil, whatever your favourite is. But it gives you that access to all of doTERRA products at 25% off for the next year. And you get a little welcome pack for myself as well with some nice goodies in, because I like spoiling people. So that's it really. Any questions?